Well, hello there, Capricorn. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to be doing a special reading in celebration of the 12/12 portal and the new moon in Sagittarius. Both have occurred yesterday on December 12th, but we'll have this energy with us for the next 3 to 4 weeks. So the new moon in Sagittarius opens us up to new adventures, expansion, and especially for you, Capricorn, this is happening in your 12th house, okay, of rest and retreat and the mystical. How you can, kind of like taking the time to reframe your story, looking at the way that you tell your story to yourself and to the world, and asking yourself, is that in alignment with what you truly want for yourself? And then the 12/12 portal is that beautiful energy of reassessing where we are in our life, looking back over 2023, what has occurred for you, what has come into your life that you are truly grateful for, and what direction would you like to take in your life for 2024. So this is a beautiful energy of really for the next 3 to 4 weeks, really concentrating on what it is that we truly want for ourselves as we move forward into a shiny new year. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to first take a look at the overall energy with the Soul Traveler's Oracle card, and then we're going to go to the Tarot for more details about how you can bring this sense of expansion into your life and any obstacles that might be on your path. Okay, so let's jump into it. So your Soul Traveler's card is traveling lightly, simplify your life. Okay, Capricorn, we're coming into your birthday season, and it is really about cleaning out those closets. It is about cleaning out the closets, cleaning out any clutter that you might have in your life, and getting your financial statements kind of like, here in the United States at the end of the year, we're kind of like closing things up to get ready for tax season in the new year. So it's kind of like, okay, where are you in your life? Really assessing and getting rid of anything that needs to go. Now that's in the physical, but it's also mentally, okay? Because this is happening in your 12th house. What mindsets, what beliefs do you have? What habits do you have that are preventing you from having this lighter energy about yourself? And this kind of sense of zest for going forward in your life as the new year starts. This could be taking a look at some of the daily habits that you have that might be preventing you from, having a lighter vibration and living the best life that you can. So that can be, looking at your sleep patterns, your eating patterns, exercise, spirituality, your journaling, making a priority for those things that are really important for you, and allowing yourself to, dismiss distractions that you might have in your life that are preventing you from focusing on what it is that is for your highest good. Beautiful energy there. All right, so let's take a look at what you may have learned over 2023, the lesson that you have learned. This is helping you to step into the 12/12 portal of reassessing your life, or assessing your life, not reassessing, but assessing it. Where are you, and what is it that you enjoy about your life, and what is it that you want to bring more into your life? Wow, you have a leg up, which is the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this year, okay, one of the big kind of aha moments or the lessons that you have learned, okay, because Ace of Pentacles is what you've learned, is your sense of independence, of, being more independent, perhaps financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, not so much needing, other people to help support you. Like you've learned how to support yourself. And it doesn't mean that you don't reach out to friends or family in times of need, right? But this is the energy of, on a day-to-day basis, you may not be needing, so much the support or the acknowledgement from other people, the external validation of your worth. I feel like this is a beautiful energy of kind of like understanding that you're creating the world that you really and truly want for yourself. by going within yourself and asking yourself, what is it that I want? And no longer allowing yourself to make decisions based on what other people suggest to you or the conditioning that you received as a child that told you that this is what you're supposed to want. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, I think what you're doing is you're seeing clearly that there could be, some people in your life that, and this is your lesson that you've learned. So I think you've worked diligently on this. There's some people in your life that perhaps you expressed a lot of love to, that you were very giving to, of your time, your energy, your love, perhaps even your finances, But the truth of the matter is that the person, here you are, you're offering love, but the person comes back and they have the swords energy. They're not coming in with love. You're putting out love, but they're not necessarily bringing in love. Instead, what they could be doing is kind of like sharing their critique of who you are, right? Or what you should be doing, or just suggestions. Let's put it that way, right? Or they could just be, this is who I am. You have to accept me for who I am, instead of without even accepting you for who you are. You see the difference? Because I feel like you're giving out in a loving way, but you're not getting back in a loving way. This could be in your personal relationships. This could also be in your work relationships, where you're putting your love and heart into something, but then maybe the people that you either work for, so like your boss or your clients, your customers, whoever, are not sharing their love with you. Yeah, this is kind of like a hard energy to overcome. And you're understanding that by allowing yourself to give in a loving way, but not to receive love back, is actually self-sabotaging your own sense of independence. And I think that these people, whoever this is, these are probably people that are kind of like in your life more or less on a daily basis, right? If you're allowing yourself to continue giving to people who are not loving back, that you're self-sabotaging yourself. I think these people, these situations had to be on your path in order for you to gain independence. You could have put a lot of time and energy into these relationships, hoping, in a way that they would give back something. So, that kind of like the energy of, well, I don't want them to be out of my life. I might need them on down the path, right? So this could be with a boss. You might like keep cozying up to the boss, being really nice to the boss, giving a lot to your work and love, because you're fearful that the boss may not recommend you for a position later on, or if they leave, they won't, write a good recommendation for a future job that you may want, right? Or if this is a family member, like you don't want them to leave your life because you may need them for some reason later on, whether that's financially or for, to take care of you in some way. So this is the energy of understanding that when you allow those types of people and situations, that you overgive in those situations, you're actually, sabotaging yourself. And once again, I think this is what you've been learning in 2023. Being able to discern when people are not being kind of like loving back to you, right? That it is an ebb and flow in a relationship. You're recognizing that and allowing yourself to distance yourself from those, to not make decisions in your life based on what your fears are. Is really based on your fears of people or situations leaving your life. Really beautiful energy there. I think that is why you're also willing to travel lightly, right? Understanding that when you drop the burden of trying to please other people in order to just have that sense of security, having them in your life, right? When you allow yourself to go to be more independent, to go your own way, whether that meets what the expectations of other people or not, that you're going to be happier, right? Because you're no longer walking on eggshells, trying to keep people in your life happy. What a beautiful lesson. Okay, so let's see how you can kind of, how this expansion, the Sagittarian energy is going to expand in your 12th house. Yeah, you have soulmates, and then you have the Four of Pentacles. I think you're not overgiving in your relationships. This is the energy of, I want a relationship that is also loving back, right? And, the Four of Pentacles is kind of like guarding yourself, a little bit of guarding yourself against overgiving in situations that really and truly are not loving back. It's, it is a little bit of that energy of, recognizing that, sometimes we're conditioned to believe that we have to keep family members happy so that our family is with us, right? But this is the energy of understanding that soulmates that are on our path, whether they're family or friends or neighbors or whatever, that we can have them in our life in any capacity that we want. And we get to discern who we want in our life based on how that person shares their energy with us and how we share our energy with them. It doesn't matter if they're a blood relative or not, right? It's kind of like, yes, I want to have these open, loving, heart-to-heart connections with people, no matter who they are, whether they're family, friend, co-worker, neighbor, whatever. It doesn't matter. I want to have that loving connection. Yeah, this is helping you to end. What a beautiful, this is a big, big step for you, because what you're doing is you're really ending the last chapter, okay, of seeing the world in a different way, of changing, because this is all about, rewiring your mind, rewriting your story. And something from your childhood is really being allowed to die with the death card, right? Allowing to end so that you can step into a new world of healing, of understanding. Oh, my connections, it doesn't matter. There's something really here about perhaps blood relatives or family obligations, that type of thing. It's allowing yourself to let go of that and to recognize it's the connection that you have with a person. It's not whether or not they are related to you, or if it's your boss, that, what they can bring into your life. This is all about, I want to put my loving energy out, and I want to be surrounded by people that bring me loving energy, and no longer focusing maybe on so much of, what they might be able to provide or how they may hurt you in the future if you don't follow their expectations. Yeah, beautiful energy of really connecting to what your heart truly desires and melting away any childhood conditioning about relationships in your life. Okay, the obstacle. Yeah. All right. Now, Capricorn, we have to take a look at this. You have the observer and you have the judgment. I think for some of you, your obstacle here into stepping into this new chapter of really finding your independence. And I want to say the Nine of Pentacles has the money, the financial status that she desires to buy everything that her heart truly desires, right? She enjoys life. She goes out there, she's single and she's mingling and she's enjoying her life. And I feel like that is part of what you're understanding, is that there could have been a lot of obligations to people trying to make other people happy in your life, right? In order to just keep them in your life for one reason or another. And now you're allowing yourself to drop those obligations so that you can enjoy your own life, do more of the things that bring you happiness and joy. But I think for some of you, there could be something like the observer is kind of looking at perhaps a past connection, whether it's family or romantic or a friend, something kind of like looking at something from the past and kind of like allowing this person to still be in your life in some way, even though, Capricorn, I think it is about getting truthful with yourself. Why are you allowing this person in your life? I don't think that this is somebody that, it's somebody that you don't want to let go of because you feel like there's something there that maybe they can offer you somehow down the line. So let's see what this is. Yeah, your intuition, following your heart. Yeah, the Temperance energy with the Sagittarian energy. I think you're being patient, waiting for someone, hoping that someone is going to change their mind, or allowing yourself to give time and energy to somebody that's really not bringing anything to your life. But there's, for some reason, okay, you're not willing to allow this, to make the final decision. That person is no longer in my life. I am cutting the strings, right? That means no communication, cutting the strings so that I can move forward, okay, in my life, and I can gain my true independence. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, you know, one of the things that we have to recognize is that when we want new people that really give us that heart-to-heart connection, whether it's romantic or friend or family or whatever, when we want that connection, we have to allow ourselves to let go of somebody or something in the past. It's almost like you're allowing yourself to stay in this in-between energy because you're not willing to travel lightly and shut the door on some situation from the past. So asking yourself, you know, why is it so important for you to kind of like, this is really kind of like holding on to the wanting of somebody to not leave your life because you feel like they'd always be available to help you. There's this energy of feeling like you may need help from somebody else instead of knowing that you can provide for yourself, that you can do it on your own, right? And that is, I think, the scary thing. So going back, because this has to do with your childhood. In your childhood, did you grow up thinking that you could be on your own, to provide for yourself, right? To enjoy life on your own? Or were you conditioned to believe that you had to have a romantic partner or somebody else to take care of you, that you couldn't do it on your own? This is a sense of healing that, because this is happening in your 12th house. This is about rewiring your thinking about, yes, I can do it on my own, right? And be very happy with what I have. Yeah, beautiful energy. So let's take a look at your advice. Yeah, there's something unfinished here, okay? Unfinished symphony. So with the King of Pentacles, this could be a boss, it could be a father figure, it could be a spouse, okay? Somebody that you have unfinished business with, and that's why you have this energy here, okay? Always kind of like keeping that person on the horizon, and I'm not saying you're giving them a lot of attention, but it's kind of like allowing them to still somehow be at least in your mindset, okay? Perhaps even communicating with them occasionally in order to keep them in the loop, right? Asking yourself, what is this person providing for you, right? And I feel like it's some sense of security. There's some sense of security here that you are seeking through having this relationship, you know. So it could be your father, and maybe, you know, that there's a lot of conflict in your relationship, but you keep your father kind of in your world, not because you necessarily love him, okay, although I think you do, Capricorn, right? But it's kind of like a sense of security. You know, I have to say my father passed quite a few years ago, but I remember when he passed, I was married. I had, my children were already, you know, becoming young adults and everything like that. Financially, I was okay. There was, you know, but I remember when my father passed away, I had this sense of, oh my goodness, my rock is no longer here, right? Because I always knew that my dad would be there for me. No matter what happened in my life, I knew that my dad would be there. And it was kind of like he was my safety net. Now, I loved him dearly, okay? But there is this energy here where you're keeping somebody in your life because you feel like they're your safety net. And when we do that, okay, the problem is that we're sending to ourselves the story that we can't take care of ourselves, right? And this is the energy with this portal right now, is to rewire that story. You know, perhaps taking a look at all the times where you have been able to do it on your own, that you really haven't needed your safety net, right? And allowing yourself to walk away from a relationship, or the mindset, even if, you know, like I didn't want to walk away from my dad, but to walk away from the mindset of, yeah, you know, he's there for me, right? Yeah. Because when we can step into our independence of knowing, it is nice to know we have those people in our life, totally, right? But at the same time, it's not allowing ourselves to give time and energy to something just because it's a safety net. Yeah. Yes. And here is the thing, is that when you recognize, okay, how hard you work, and Capricorn, you're a very hard worker, that you can create the life that you really want for yourself. I think this has been a very long road for you. Once again, I think it goes back to childhood, right? That the sun will shine for you. All you have to do is be yourself, right? And believe in yourself, and believe that you can create the reality that you want for yourself. If you think about it, if you take the time and energy that you put into relationships that you feel, or even the thinking of trying to create safety nets in your life, your plan Bs, your plan Cs, your plan Ds, right? If you eliminated all of that and just took all of that fragments your energy, and took all that time and energy and put it just into what it is that you truly want for yourself, right? Putting it all in, like putting all your eggs in the basket, right? That type of energy. My goodness, what could you create? It's that type of energy of understanding. I'm willing to go do it on my own and do it my way. Yeah, beautiful. All right, Capricorn, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What can I do to make a difference? Yeah, because here's the thing. I think that your soul is calling you to make a difference in the world, okay? But trying to keep all of these people happy, okay, or your safety nets in a line, okay, is causing you to put so much time and energy into that you're totally drained, and you can't make the difference in the world that you would really like to make. So I feel like in your mind, you must just kind of like be, oh my goodness, just, you know, that monkey mind of, you know, trying to appease all of these people, keeping all these eggs up in the air, if you will, right? And yet at the same time, you're not getting anywhere in your life because you don't have the time and energy to go towards what it is that you truly want. I think let the eggs drop, right? It's the energy of let the eggs drop. If you think about it, right? He's not juggling anything here. He's just going towards the sun, and you have the sun here. He's going towards the sun, going towards what it is that he wants for himself, and knowing that he can create it. You could have had, when you were a child, somebody in your life that ended up not having enough, you know, towards the end of their life, or whatever that is, or you grew up with that mentality, right? And you know, I know my grandmother, she lived with us until she passed. So she was in our family home for decades, 3 decades, right? And I just remember she raised 8 children during the Depression. And she would literally save the like 3 peas. If we ate dinner and there were 3 peas left, she would save them, and she would, you know, wrap them up, and she would put them in the refrigerator. She was constantly spending time and energy on trying to save, okay, or you know, hoard, if you will, even for the rainy day. It was always about saving for the rainy day. But she really didn't ever kind of like go out there and explore life, you know, because it was always kind of like, how much can you save for the rainy day? And so I feel like that's a little bit of this energy. You're saving for the rainy day. You have all of these plan Bs in place, but it's all you have. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with saving, right? There's nothing wrong with having a plan B. Okay. Occasionally, right? But at the same time, if you're spending your time on keeping the safety nets in place, you're not living life. You're not getting out there. You're not enjoying what you do have. Wow. Really kind of like, even for me, it's kind of like an epiphany about, wow, what is life all about? Is it all about saving for that rainy day that may never come, right? Or is it about enjoying life, moment to moment, day from day, right? Month to month. Yeah. What keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it, such that every ounce of you screams no more? Where can you create purpose out of your pain? I think for some of you, okay, this has occurred because of situations in your life where the rug was pulled out from underneath you, right? Where you could have found yourself financially strapped, or, you know, not having what it is that you needed, not necessarily what you wanted, but what you needed. This is the energy of understanding. I'm willing to enjoy what I have. The Nine of Pentacles enjoys her life. She enjoys what she has, and she no longer like sits there hoarding, okay? Kind of like holding on for that rainy day. Yeah, beautiful energy. All right, Capricorn, it is time for you to go and enjoy life. I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, but please consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.